My rant. Can the people in the building hear me before we get started? Someone throw 100 or a thumbs up. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate you. Axiom.
Yes, I was in the listeners and I could hear you. Sorry, I had to warm up my chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A.
What else would you have down there in Georgia other than Chick-fil-A?
Waffle House,
Bro,
Cane's.
Oh my God. Waffle House sounds amazing.
Hey, man, I'm glad you don't hate on it. Axe knows the good people at GIB. Shout out to them, but they hate on Waffle House, man. And I mean, I would just hate to, deny good eats, but it is what it is.
Hating on Waffle House is kind of crazy.
Hey, man, look, everybody can't be special, man. Everybody can't be special.
What's up, my buddy? How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm actually mentally feeling a little bit better about, the games that we will get into a little bit later on the show. But
my video helped hyped you up for it.
I don't know. I was mostly capping the game and just looking at stats in general. Like a lot of the shit they did was, I don't want to say unsustainable because, again, like I said, I can say all of this shit before the game happens and then the unsustainable is sustained. But a lot of the shit, I think this was out of all the times they've beaten us, I think this was the least impressive game that they've beaten us in.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, welcome back to Love for the Game. I'm your host, Reed Napper. Thank you for joining us this evening. Roddy, aka Perlito, up here on the panel for anyone watching the playback. We are also live on YouTube for people in the building, if anyone cares. First things first, we have breaking news. Onyx Oz is officially live on the Apple App Store.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you are in one of the states, actually, first let me turn everybody to the post that's in the Jumbotron because that has the link to the App Store download and my referral link. So if you are in one of the 38 states that Onyx is available in, you can download the app on the App Store and be able to use Onyx Odds. If you sign up with the link in that tweet, it will give you $115 in bonus bets upon sign up. Or you can use code LFTG in the sign up. Thank you to Onyx Odds as always. Great partner of the program. Makes me capable to bet on college player props in a state that it's normally not allowed. So appreciate them as always. Also in the Jumbotron is the tweet for the space. People in the building right now would greatly appreciate a retweet of that space. If you haven't already, just get it on the timelines for people that want to come in, talk college football in one of the biggest weeks of the season, conference championship week. Again, Roddy already prefaced it. His dogs in the SEC championship. We will be breaking that down in just a little bit. But where else to start than like we did on Tuesday? The everlasting dumpster fire that is the Penn State head coaching search. Latest rumors are now saying We allegedly might be going after Matt Campbell, the Iowa State head coach. Now, I had said this previously when James Franklin originally got fired, that I thought Matt Campbell would be a very good candidate for the job. He's currently going on the best streak in Iowa State history. The past 3 years at Iowa State have been some of the best in the program's history, and it's all been under Matt Campbell. He's brought in that program from subpar to below average performances year after year, and then when he got there, it's turned into a winning conference contending program in the Big 12. So I think it would be a great hire if it were to go that way. A report also came out about an hour ago at the time of recording that Terry Smith is potentially getting looks from other schools, aka UConn and Memphis. Don't know the validity of that, but also think it's kind of a ploy to force Pat Kraft's hand. I feel like Terry doesn't want to leave Penn State unless he is forced out of the building. He is Penn State through and through. So I feel like it's just a ploy to get Pat Kraft to actually, get out of his seat and make a phone call or two. So, Roddy, curious to get your thoughts on anything new with the Penn State coaching search before we get into the slate.
I mean, I'm kind of confused because I'm like, well, if it's taking this long now, like, do you just continue to take your time? Like, the early signing day period. And again, early signing day is important, but it is something that's a little bit more manufactured. Mm-hmm. So it's not the end all be all. These kids can commit whenever they really want to. I mean, if we look at Ohio State, I mean, Chris Henry Jr., he didn't commit. So, there are schools that even who felt like they locked some kids down might be having different, different situations now that, coaches, carousel is going around. So mm-hmm. I don't know. Again, like, we do not know what the plan of action is. We do not know what they want to do. We do not know anything. Yep. So I'm just going to rely on the fact that they are going to take their time on the search. I mean, like, what else is there to say at this point? It's just mind boggling. But to bring up, the Matt Campbell part, I think, just you guys now getting him involved, kind of telling. Like, in our opinion, he was, like you said, you've mentioned him for a while. Like, he was a pretty obvious candidate from day one.
Yep.
So the fact that it's just like, oh yeah, we probably should go after him. Like,
yep.
That's not ideal, man. So I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, we definitely, we'll see what happens, but it's still not ideal to not have a coach at this point. It's just not.
Yeah, for sure. And anyone that is listening right now that wasn't here on Tuesday, we did go into a further conversation about that. That was a recorded space, and the playback is also on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. So you can go back and listen to that. We had a further conversation about the whole Penn State coaching search debacle. But just to wrap that thought up real quick, I do agree with Roddy. Matt Campbell would somehow, through everything that has happened with Penn State, would still be a very good hire in today's landscape of college football, because he's done a lot of overperformance, if we want to put it that way, with a lot less talent. Like, just look at the roster he had last year and got him to the Big 12 championship. Outside of two second round, first round receivers that ironically both went to the Texans, like, he's done a lot with a little. And like, look at Brock Purdy, for instance, with the 49ers. So, like, Mr. Irrelevant is a product of Matt Campbell at Iowa State. Just want to put that out there. So again, I think it would be a really good hire, especially after all of the shit that has happened with Penn State, to put it frank. So also, DeBoer said in his press conference today for the SEC championship that he allegedly never had a conversation with Penn State. That, again, that's not what my source has been saying. So I don't know what to believe anymore with the Penn State Church. I'm not going to believe it until there's an official announcement about anything. So Trey, good evening, my friend.
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing today?
Doing all right.
Yo.
Doing all right. I'm sure you're happy about your Ducks getting the number one receiver.
It's not my Duck. I just like Oregon. I'm not a Ducks fan. I just fuck with Oregon heavy. People don't know. Dan Lanning's from my area.
Oh, word! I didn't know that. That's fire.
Yeah, Dan is from about the Kansas City area.
Okay, word.
So
Yeah,
just showing love.
yeah. I was
I
listening to
have
that
been in
space
Oregon
earlier. That was
space.
fire.
Yeah, I've been in the Oregon space all day.
Yeah.
Just trying to get an idea of what's going on. Some things aren't set in stone as of right now, so trying to just see how that goes.
Yeah, for sure. But everything that I've been seeing is pointing that way for sure. So
yeah, there's some things that Oregon fans are they're not really worried about, but they're just getting a little antsy about it.
Yeah.
I think their main issue is that Jalen Lott, at first there was a contract thing saying that he didn't write the right time.
Mm-hmm.
And then now they think that there's some speculation because if Chris Henry does go to Oregon, that he might pivot, but that is not set in stone.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you got here just in time because we're about to break down the slate, but I'll let you get your thoughts and if you had any thoughts on anything with the Penn State coaching search, just real quick.
I think that honestly, Penn State has done. I think them as well as some of their fan base have. I mean, when you turn down certain people, you can't get Siditi in this kind of league. Of course, you want to have the right coach to lead your program, but it gets to a point to where when you decline people and then they go elsewhere, it kind of sets you up for a bad situation. It's like right now, Penn State is not in a good spot. You're in the middle of signing day right now, or I guess signing days. And James Franklin is taking just about everybody except two people, and that's mainly because they're from the Pennsylvania area. I think that is like at this point, whoever goes to Penn State, you're going all in the portal and in this 27 class because again, James Franklin is taking just about everybody.
Very true.
Sataki was kind of a weird situation because of the fact that you thought Sataki was gonna take the Penn State job, and then Penn State crumble and Mormon churches and all of this and all of that just kind of all comes in.
Yeah, I mean Pat Kraft fumbled that. I mean, just long story short, took a flight out to Provo, met him in person, left there with a verbal agreement. Dude, if you're flying all the way out there to make that trouble and you know this guy is going to coach in his conference championship game, you got to leave with a signature. You got to leave with a signature.
Yeah, you got to leave with a contract. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's kind of a bad spot now because now you're looking from the outside. I think I read some type of statement saying that Penn State has helped out, has basically generated over $300 million in contract extensions for coaches, just so they can make sure that they don't all any of them go to Penn State.
Yep.
But it's just really, it's a nasty spot for the Nittany Lions to be in right now. Because again, it's like you're basically having to rebuild, and you don't even know what running backs or what position players could enter the portal themselves. Because if you don't bring in the right coach, you still have some pieces that are willing to take that trip elsewhere.
Yeah.
You need a starting quarterback. Drew Allar is done for the year, or done for his collegiate career at least. So you're gonna need to get a starting quarterback. You're gonna need to get OCs. You're gonna need to get a lot of things in order. And it's looking like even your interim head coach might be taking a job elsewhere.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very, very bad spot for Penn State to be in right now.
Yeah, and that's just putting it lightly. That's just putting it lightly.
Yeah, I'm trying to be as sincere as possible. I'm saying, like, you're supposed to have one of the best atmospheres in college football, and you're as of right now, you only have 2 signees.
Yeah,
and you're not even in the top 130 in your class. Like for this 26 class, like it's a very I knew something was wrong when I saw South Dakota had a better average recruiting score.
Trey, you
South
know,
Dakota State, my bad.
it's bad when McNeese State has a better recruiting class than Penn State. McNeese State.
Yes.
Like when we on Tuesday before signing day, Harvard was above them, like Delaware was above them, like a bunch of FCS teams, bro. I'm like, are you serious? Yes. And it's only gotten worse because we only have gotten to, and the whole Penn State, community, at least on Twitter, has taken a true liking to the two guys that have signed. Like those are true Penn State guys, if anything, because they're fully bought into what the program is, not like who is running the program. Like if that makes sense. Like they're bought into what Penn State is and what Penn State has produced in the past, not the current coaching staff and the whole debacle that who is going to be the head coach next season. So yeah, for sure. Yeah. So any final thoughts on that before we get in the slate, Roddy or Trey?
Yeah, nothing from me, man. I think it'll be interesting to see, especially with the Matt Campbell thing.
Yeah.
A guy who should have obviously been one of the first options. If you kind of do what you did and then you're like, hey, you want to coach over here?
Poke your head in the door. It's like, oh, you're still there.
Yeah, like clearly not even a first, second, or third option type of guy, like a fifth to sixth option.
Yep.
I'll be interested to see if he's like, dude, y'all need to kick rocks. And I wouldn't blame him if he does.
No, yeah, for sure.
That's a little disrespect.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt. All right. Let's waste no more time with the people we're here for. Talk about the slate for this weekend. It is conference championship weekend, arguably one of the biggest weekends of the college football season. We are going to start with the game tomorrow night, 8:00 Eastern on ABC. We have the number 24th ranked North Texas Mean Green. Shout out to Ben and the listeners, big North Texas fan. Going on the road to number 22 Lane. This is the American Conference Championship game. Winner of this game will go to the playoff. Let me restate that. The winner of this game gets a spot in the college football playoff. North Texas is favored by 2.5. Total is at a large 66.5. Let me just preface this again. Both of these teams are going to be not coachless, but both of their coaches are moving on after this game, or at least after their season is done. North Texas' coach is going to Oklahoma State. Tulane and John Summerall is going to Florida. So what does that really mean for both these teams? Are they going to be fully focused on this game, knowing that their coaches are leaving? That is a overlying story in this matchup. One of these teams will get one of the group of five. Will get the group of five rep in the playoff, with potentially more to come. Both these teams bring in high-powered offenses. North Texas is one of, if not the highest scoring offense in the country, led by redshirt freshman quarterback Drew Mestemaker, who is also a top 5 quarterback in the country. On the other side, Tulane brings in Jake Retzloff, who came in this year from BYU and has led the Mean Green to a record of 10-2 coming into the conference championship game. Both these teams have been prone to give up points defensively throughout the season. I'm just pulling it up real quickly. Like both of these teams have severely given up points in their matchups. Like North Texas, like their last 3 games, for instance, against UAB, Rice, and Temple, 24, 24, and 25. But they've been able to put up 53, 56, and 52 in all of those games. So the real question is, does either team have any capabilities of stopping the other team's offense? Because you look at a total like 66.5 in a conference championship game, you're thinking, oh, conference championship, like it's bound to be, one in the trenches, grudge match type of game. Both these teams are capable to put up a ton of points on either side. So biggest question here, does either team's defense actually show up to the game? I do not have a real answer for you on that. And because of that, I'm going to go with the better offense in the game. I'm going to go with the better quarterback, and I'm going to take North Texas minus the 2.5 to win the American and go to the college football playoff. They also have one of the best running backs in the country in Caleb Hawkins. Like anything Caleb Hawkins, I'm pulling up his props as we speak, so I will speak more on that in a second. But anything Caleb Hawkins really, or Drew Messmaker, like Caleb Hawkins, just for people who don't know North Texas's offense, they run a I forget what the exact term is, but it's a like a go-go offense. So they're running no huddle, two plays called in the huddle at one time, and they're getting on the ball immediately. They're running a no huddle all game. And they're able to catch defenses off guard because of that. And their running back, Caleb Hawkins, has benefited, tremendously from that. He, in his last 4 games, he's against Navy, 197, 4 touchdowns. UAB, 189, 5 touchdowns. Rice, 97 yards, 3 touchdowns. Temple, 186, 4 touchdowns. It is worth noting Tulane hasn't given up a rusher. Hold on, let me fact check. That was in their last 10 this season. Okay, well, at least in their last 10, yeah, Tulane's given up 1 rusher over 100 yards all season. And that was to South Alabama's Kendrell Bullock. So does North Texas replicate their strong rush attack, or are they going to be fully, willing to pass the ball with Messmaker against a team that's only given up 300 passing yards 4 times this season? So again, whichever defense really shows up, again, I'm going to take North Texas minus the 2.5 on the road at Tulane to win the American, just solely because they do have the better quarterback in the game. Roddy, what are your thoughts on the American Conference Championship?
My bad. Got a call. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay, bet. Yeah, two teams that I'm surprised they didn't play this year. Which is kind of surprising, but I guess, if the odds makers were aware of, the strength of both teams, I think it's a great matchup to see them for the first time in this game. Yeah, I definitely do think that Tulane is going to have to adjust to a more high tempo offense. Of course, like anytime you have to go tempo, and I know this with playing Ole Miss and offenses like Tennessee, where they like after the play is dead, like you can't even assess really what happened. Like you have to be running back on the ball, get in your spot, get position, and go and make a play. So it'll be interesting to see how they do with that. Of course, John Summerall is a defensive-minded head coach, so I'm sure they've been running wind sprints since last Saturday to get prepared and get in condition for this game. But I think the benefit of it is they do get it at the crib. So I think everybody is on North Texas, and I understand why. But I just keep looking back to the USF game, and look, USF's defense is trash, bro.
Yep.
Like it's very trash. I don't know if North Texas has, experienced like multiple 3-and-outs all year. Like they got smoked by USF, but other than that, they've had smooth sailing the whole year. I mean, of course, they're only lost 1 game, so I kind of lean the 2.5 with Tulane, man. And I was feeling North Texas earlier in the week, but I really think this defense is gonna really pose a different type of threat to North Texas.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have to be a little bit more patient than they've been all year, which I don't know. Sometimes when you have these fast go offenses, you're looking for the mistake and you're taking the shot and you're getting a touchdown. And, we've seen that. We saw that in the game that they played against Rice and Temple.
Yeah.
But by far, I think this is the best defense they've played. I don't think Tulane's offense is amazing. But if they potentially can muck this game up a little bit, I can see them covering that 2.5. So I'll make it official. Give me Tulane.
There you go.
With the 2.5. Not on the money line, though.
I gotcha. Trey, any thoughts on the American Championship game?
Honestly, I think that is like this is the if there's a lot on the line college football playoff wise for any G5 school, and that's including in the American League. This is with especially with this huge carousel of coaches moving and transitioning. Not a lot of these teams have second chances. If they're within striking distance, this happens. This needs to happen now. North Texas, I think North Texas has done a great job, and I think North Texas, and I think these are the battle of two teams who are not going to be having their coach this year. And for me, is like I think that both of these quarterbacks have made a huge difference because they all have had crazy stories on how they've gotten here. We all know about Retzlaff and his situation at BYU, and then you got Mestamaker, who was a walk-on at one point in time, and now he is potentially leading North Texas to their first ever college football playoff appearance. I think there's a little bit on the line, but I think they're honestly, like, I think the biggest thing about this whole thing is I've really liked how North Texas has played. I think that I heard Lito mention about their running back. The running back is a very good back. I love how he's been playing. This is going to be a very like this. I don't think that this is going to be a big time scoring game. You got a call? That's just me.
I was about to say he cut out for me. I didn't know if it was the space or him.
Oh, might have got a call. I'm looking at right now their wide receiver 3. There might be an opportunity for us here. Let me filter them to 4.5 targets. All right. So
Miles Coleman.
I mean, yes, Miles Coleman. Tulsa's offense is, I mean, it's Tulsa, bro. And then USA, if you don't know, that's South Alabama. Come on, both putrid offenses. But reason, my app crashed. Go ahead. Oh, okay. Go ahead. I was just saying that I think that this is going to be a very close game. This is going to be a very however, whoever has the ball last, I think is going to win this game. I think that whoever's going to willing to make that critical stop, I think that is for Tulane to win is got to be in the hands of Jake Retzlaff. Jake Retzlaff has to be the one who wins it for him. And for North Texas, I think that they're going to have to lean on their back. I think that how North Texas looks at it, they're going all in. I think that both teams are going to go all in it, but I think North Texas is going to really, really want it all because I don't think that they see another situation where they're going to be in this situation again. So I'm going to roll with North Texas. I'm not going to mess with the spread, but I'm going to say North Texas money line.
Word. Roddy, what was that thought on Miles Coleman? Yeah, so Miles Coleman, I'm looking now, his last 5 games have not been incredibly impressive, but against USF, he had a 100-yard game. But I mean, again, their defense was optional in that whole game, so I'm not surprised. But Tulane's defense is giving it up to wide receiver 3. UTSA's wide receiver 3. The brother's name is David Amador II. I would definitely know who that is if you walked into my living room. Assad Wasem from FAU, I'm sorry, and Colin Chase from Temple. They've all hit this 29.5 receiving yard line. So I like that. I definitely like that. Yeah, you're only asking him to get 30 yards, and the times he hasn't, he's been pretty close. Like UAB at 22, Rice 25. Like he's hit this pretty comfortably multiple times this season. Yeah, so that's I would look at that. I mean, I think Summerall is gonna want to take I think Wyatt Young in that fucking what's the name game and that Rice game, he had 295 receiving yards, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, 295. Every time I looked up, that was like a later game. It was like an 8:00 start or whatever because they were in Texas. Yeah. Every time I looked up, 50-yard bomb, 60-yard bomb, 70-yard bomb. I'm like, good God, man. So I definitely think he could get off as well. He's just kind of slow. That's my only issue with him. He is kind of slow. Yeah, but his line's at 103.5. So I mean, Yeah, I mean,
if you're about taking unders,
his last 3 games, 143, 295, and 127. So,
yeah,
dude,
I get it.
If we could get longest reception, that would probably be the best play. Because, goodness gracious,
Yeah, 75, 84, and 61. Good God.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah, that's ridiculous. Caleb Hawkins base rushing, I think, was 129.5. Yeah, 129.5 for a college running back is absolutely insane. But I mean,
Yeah.
he's done it in a good majority of the games this season. The only problem, I'm afraid, taking that, as I said in the breakdown, Tulane has only given up a 100-yard rusher one time all year, and it was South Alabama. Granted, it was the second game of the season, but still. Yeah, I don't know. That's just my thoughts. That I like. I mean,
the ESPN FPI does. It favors North Texas. Just a quick look. I think.
Bro, you playing NCAA right now?
Yeah, my bad, y'all. I'm on my dynasty mode, y'all.
I heard Reese Davis in the background. I was like, what the fuck?
My bad, y'all.
Reese Davis at your house?
I'm on my dynasty mode. Trying to make FSU great again, man.
All right. I might have the play. Caleb Hawkins, 2 touchdowns is plus 105. Now, hold on. Let me preface this. Tulane has only given up 2 touchdowns to one running back all year, but hold on. It was to Kawan Lacey of Ole Miss, who is the leading rushing touchdown leader in the country. So, and Caleb Hawkins has scored 2+ touchdowns in his last 5 games at running back. Might be my play. Might be my play, personally. All right. Stop me if you have anything else left on this game, but we are going to get right into the next one. We have the Big 12 championship at noon Eastern on Saturday. This is in Arlington, Texas at Jerry World. We have number 11 BYU meeting up with Texas Tech again. Texas Tech is number 4 in the country. Now, Texas Tech is laying 12.5, total around 49.5. These teams have played previously. Actually, just a few weeks ago, Texas Tech won at home against BYU, 29-7. Texas Tech held BYU to only 67 yards rushing as a team, not just their running back, as a team, including quarterback Bear Bachmeier, who is pretty serviceable on the ground, I would say, as a rushing quarterback. He can also sling it from time to time, but it is worth noting that BYU number 1 receiver Chase Roberts is questionable coming into this game. It doesn't state what the exact injury is, but he is questionable coming in this game. So that then turns the keys over to Parker Kingston, a fellow white Mormon boy for BYU. No offense against them. It's just the reality of the situation. So
surprising.
So yeah, BYU predominantly wants to run the ball, but they are capable of throwing it at a pretty good clip with Bear Bachmeier at quarterback. Now, on the other side, you want to talk about a pass-heavy offense in Texas Tech. Well, really just a well-oiled machine offense in Texas Tech. No pun intended with the oil, but Texas Tech with quarterback Baron Morton missed a few games this season due to injury, but didn't miss a beat at all. Has been pretty dominant for Texas Tech all season, really. BYU's defense couldn't really do much against Texas Tech the one time that they played this year. And because of that, I feel like there's a lot more questions with BYU's defense as opposed to what we're going to get out of Texas Tech offensively, if that makes sense. Like we know what we're getting out of Texas Tech. They've blown everybody out of the water for majority of the season. I'm looking back at their schedule right now. They really haven't even played a close game aside from Arizona State, which was the one game they lost on the road with a backup quarterback. Every other team they've handled convincingly. I'm trying to pull up team totals because that might be the play for me. So Texas Tech's team total is at 30.5 on Onyx. It's a little juiced at -125, but I don't hate it. I could see Texas Tech putting up 31 points in this game. Now covering 12.5. I don't know about that. I feel like BYU has a lot to play for. Again, Kwani Satake re-signed with BYU just yesterday or on Tuesday. They have the revenge factor, obviously, from losing in a very poor fashion a few weeks ago. Model puts this game at Texas Tech -7.5, so it swings a whole 5 points towards BYU. And I think if I had to pick a side, I'm going to take BYU with the points, but I think Texas Tech wins the game. So I will take Texas Tech as my Big 12 champion. And again, like anything, really either of the running backs. BYU does have a pretty stout run game, but the last time that Texas Tech went up against BYU, Cameron Dickey did rush for 121 yards on them. So that's just my thought. I think Cameron Dickey has a pretty solid day on the ground. But again, Texas Tech is capable at, with anything offensively, really, whether you take Reggie Virgil at receiver, Caleb Douglas at receiver, there's a ton you could take. Like if you look up any statistical, background on Texas Tech, there's going to be a lot of green. Like I'm looking at Caleb Douglas's chart right now. This is actually insane. There's one game that really stands out for being bad, and it was the BYU game. But every other game, he's cooked. And I think Texas Tech finds a game plan to get Caleb Douglas way more involved in this game than they did the last time that they played. So I like Texas Tech to win the game. But from a betting perspective, I will take BYU to cover 12.5. Roddy, thoughts on the Big 12?
Yes, the rematch. Obviously, in this first game, it was belt to ass. Yep. It wasn't close. In this matchup, I like the under. It's going to be a lot at stake. And to be honest with you, I don't really like Texas Tech's offense, to be honest. Like, I think they did enough in the first matchup, but they are not like super inspiring offensively at all. So I like the under. It's at 49.5. I think that's a perfect number to get an under at in a championship game with a lot on the line.
Yeah.
BYU obviously wants to keep their chances at getting into the college football playoff alive. So they're, going to be playing hard. Obviously it's a championship game. But I just don't see them being able to really take advantage in the areas that they need to. Obviously we know that BYU is a running team, so they're going to want to run the ball first. But I just think Texas Tech's team speed on defense is way too fast for them. And I don't think they can be blocked by BYU's offensive line, tight ends, whoever is thrown out there to block for the BYU Cougars. I think Texas Tech has a significant advantage against any of them. So, yeah, I just like the under. I don't think there's going to be a lot of points in this game. I could see like a 24 to 10, a 24 to 13. Like I don't think there's going to be a lot of points in this game at all. So give me the under.
Trey?
I think I'm gonna rock with Texas Tech, and actually I'm rocking with the spread. I think the last time Texas and BYU played, Texas Tech was not very they were coming back from injury, but they weren't really fully healthy. I think that their quarterback just came back But he wasn't 100%. But the thing about it is that Texas Tech may not look inspiring, they might not look flashy, but the one few things that they do have is they have speed and they have talent and they have game changers. On the offensive side, we all know about Cameron Dickey. He's definitely one of the best running backs in college football.
Yeah.
On the defensive side, Jacob Rodriguez, a guy who should rightfully so be in the conversation for the Heisman. And I think the thing about it is, it's like Texas Tech, if they really want to keep that 4 spot, you're going to have to continue to do what you've done on a day-to-day basis, which is outside of Arizona State, put belt to ass to everybody else. And I don't think it stops there. I think that especially with Texas Tech re-signing their head coach for a 7-year extension, things are looking good for Texas Tech. They're looking like a very heavy favorite to come out, and I think this is going to be the game outside of this will be the second Texas team that I expect that will blow out somebody in their conference championship game. I think that if BYU, now there is some type of dialect for BYU, because if they keep it close and they seem like they're putting in some type of effort, that may be a call for the committee to say, hey, maybe we can consider having 2 Big 12 teams in. But honestly, in real short term, I do agree with the BYU team total points, but I definitely think with Texas Tech being at minus 12.5, I think they should be able to cover it. They're not too far from home. They're going down to Dallas for Jerry World.
Yeah.
And we all know that Texas Tech fans, they do travel, especially if it's not too far. So I do think that Texas Tech is still going to take care of business. I think that is my Big 12 champion to come out. And I think that I don't think that they don't think they fall asleep behind the wheel. So definitely give me Texas Tech.
For sure. And just pulling it up on Onyx right now, Caleb Douglas's receptions is at 3.5. It's a little juiced, minus 135. So if you want to pair that up with something, but even Texas Tech just money line, Caleb Douglas with Texas Tech money line, what is that? That's got to get you plus odds, I would imagine. Just putting it in right now, real quick. Minus 126. I don't hate that. So Caleb Douglas, I could see a ladder spot even up to 5, potentially 5 plus. I think that's a great look. Yeah, 5 plus 125. Yeah. Caleb Douglas is going to get fed the ball.
I think Cameron Dickey. I think that's usually ladder Cameron Dickey's yards. I think he's one of those guys that if he finds a crease, he's going to explode it with full force.
Yeah, I don't.
So I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah, I think Cameron Dickey, when he finds a lane, I wouldn't be upset that I wouldn't be surprised if he's probably totaling about 60 yards coming into halftime. He's that kind of explosive kind of back. So I would definitely say consider laddering his yards.
For sure.
Also, I did want to bring this up. And again, I mean, shout out to the guy Bud Elliott, man. He's really good with these very kind of nuanced kind of, well, think about this type of thing.
Yes, sir.
If I think Texas Tech is going to want to put belt to ass the way that they did the first time, because let's think about this. Let's say, well, let's say Georgia loses, right? Texas Tech could maybe get a bye. They could. Because they can sit there and say, hey, when our quarterback was hurt is the only time we lost. We should be undefeated.
Absolutely.
We should have a bye. This SEC team, I get it. It's Bama, but they have 2 losses. We have 1. And the only team, that we lost to, we didn't have our quarterback. And we faced the best competition yet. And we smoked them twice. So I think Texas Tech, I wouldn't be mad if you take the 13 because I think they're going to try to smoke them.
I don't think I agree. You have a lot on there, in that situation. Texas Tech has a lot. People think oh, even if Texas Tech loses, that they're still in it. To them, they don't care if they're in it. They want to be able to make some noise and they want to be able to set up a good situation for them. And one of the ways that you can get a good situation in, you continue to do what you've done all season, which is again put belt to ass to everybody. So that's what I'm saying. I'm look, Texas, BYU, they've had a great season. They've done great outside of getting their ass beat by Texas Tech. they've had a good season. I think that Texas Tech does exactly what they did last week, and I think that, or the last time, and I think that they add on to it.
For sure. Completely agree. Rod, did you have a final thought?
No, not really. Yeah, again, I just don't think either offense is going to be particularly fantastic. Dickey obviously is a great play. He's been one of the best running backs in college football, like we've already said. But give me the under, and I'm not mad if you take the 13. It would make a lot of sense. It would.
For sure. Roddy, I will let you preview the next game. It's your Bulldogs, number 3 Georgia and number 9 Alabama meeting in the SEC championship game. Updated line, pulling it up real quick.
It ain't moved, buddy.
So
it ain't moved.
All right, Georgia is still a 2.5-point favorite in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, or not Superdome, like in Atlanta. So this is practically a home game for Georgia. 48.5 is the total. Roddy, you have the floor.
All right. Like I was saying earlier at the beginning of the show, for those who are not there, were there. I feel a little bit more encouraged. I was watching. I'll watch the whole game probably tomorrow to further solidify things. But other than what happened in the first half, I mean, it could have been worse for, Alabama. I mean, they missed that Ryan Williams shot on the first drive of the game. Obviously, Taylor, the freshman receiver for Georgia, he dropped an easy touchdown pass that would have put him up 4 points. Georgia was fourth in inches, at the Alabama, I think 15, and they got stuffed. So again, Alabama didn't score in the second half at all. Everything production wise that they did was in the first half. So I think over the last couple of weeks, if you look at what Alabama has done, especially in conference play, it hasn't been really inspiring, to be honest with you. I mean, they haven't scored over 30 points against the team since October. So I can totally understand and get why people are heavily on, the Georgia side. But I just cannot ignore how I said it in 2012. I was a young kid, so I didn't really know as much about football as I know now. But if you want to go from 2012, when we should have spiked the ball and lost the game on the 10-yard line, if you want to go to yeah, I know. If you want to go to in 2018 or 2018, when after the Jalen for Tua swap, then the Tua for Jalen happened, and hey, he came in and won the game too. You want to go to 2023, which I thought personally was our best opportunity. We came into the game undefeated, and look what happened. So I personally, look, bro, I can't pick a side. I'll be betting too much with my heart. I do like the under, though. I think that both teams are going to have a defensive battle. For those who don't know, Drew Bobo, our center, one of the best players on the offensive line, is going to be out potentially for the season.
Yeah.
It's looking like it is going to be for the season. LT Overton, defensive lineman and edge for Alabama, is going to be out of the game as well. Quay Rousseau, I think, is still out for the season.
Is Cuevas?
Josh Cuevas, he doesn't have any lines up.
Okay.
But I think he's listed as questionable as of right now.
Okay.
So it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. It's going to be the hardest game of the season. I don't think there's anything to argue with that. Now, in terms of plays, I do like the under. It's came up a little bit, but I do like the under still. I personally like Gunnar Stockton to throw an interception. I just think it's going to happen. You look at Bama and the teams that they've played. Let me go ahead and I'm on Doink right now. Let's do the filter. Gunnar's average over his last 10 games, about 27 pass attempts. So we'll do 26.5. Yeah, every quarterback who's averaging or over 26 passing attempts this year against the Alabama Crimson Tide, whether they're on the road or if they're at home, has thrown at least an interception, maybe 2. So I like Gunner to throw an interception. It's -115. I got it on Bovada, but I'm sure you can get it on the Blue Book or somewhere else for 115 or whatever. I do kind of like Gunner's rushing yards, though. I do
read my mind.
I do. I do think there's going to be some value in that. There were some quarterbacks, as I did the 26.5 passing attempts. The only person who didn't hit a 26.5 rushing yard line was Joey Aguilar. Bo Pribula hit it. My guy Diego Pavia hit it. I mean, Ashton Daniels had 180 yards on the ground last week. So I do like Gunner. And my final play is I like Noah Thomas. If you want the receptions, I can definitely understand that. He's going to be targeted more. All the Georgia offense last week was pretty much vanilla plain. We had control of the game. We're not really going to show a lot. So I expected nothing less other than us to come out and, just be plain and vanilla for the next 2 weeks to, avoid giving our hand away. So I think Mike Bobo is going to have a couple of tricks up his sleeve. He did in 2023. But execution is the key thing, man. Like, we have to execute if we're going to do these trick plays, if we're going to do, the fake punt, whatever it is, we have to execute. So those are my only plays for the game. And I'm not in the we're going to lose mode anymore. But we'll see what happens.
10 of the last 12 SEC championships have gone between Alabama and Georgia.
It has. And I've watched probably about like 9 or probably all 10. I'm rocking with the Dogs, man. Honestly, me personally, I know that I usually always rock with the Dogs, but I'm definitely rocking with the Dogs here. One of the main key pieces is Jam Miller is out for Alabama. I believe that I think he's dealing with a lower body injury, which could hinder, which we've seen that when Jam Miller is in the lineup, Alabama's running game is a lot better. And you've seen kind of what their offense looks like when he's not there. Kind of like what Lito said. He basically said everything is like in the first half, Alabama was able to do a lot of their things, a lot of their stuff that they were able to do. The one thing that I know that Georgia will not do again is let them go 9 for 9 on third down. Ain't that right, Lito?
Yeah. They actually went 13 for 16 on third down.
There you go, in totality. I don't think Georgia's going to let that happen again. I think the one thing about it is Georgia's going to be able to do what they need to do defensively to limit Ty Simpson. Ryan Williams, who continues to lead, not really been that much of a factor for the Tide all season. I think especially on that back end on that Georgia defense, they will make sure that does not be a case. Mm-hmm. And I think that Georgia's offensive run game has gotten a lot better, especially with Nate Frazier, and as well as his backups as well. Honestly, I like the Dogs because, again, Georgia is sitting in that spot to where they're also fighting for a chance to be at that bye spot. And there's a lot of things that is incorporated. Alabama may not. I mean, there's a chance that Alabama could miss out on the playoffs. It's unlikely, but it's still a chance. But the thing about it is I think Georgia and Kirby Smart, the one thing about it is we've said that Kirby Smart doesn't have an issue with other players or other teams, but guess what? He has an Alabama problem, and I think kind of like what Orion Day did this past week. I think he's gonna exercise those demons, and I think the Dogs gonna win the SEC championship game, and get themselves ready for a first round bye and hopefully a chance at a run at a national championship. I'm kind of rocking with. I like Zion. I like Zach Branch in this game. I think that Zach Branch is going to be a guy that I like, whether it be his yards or I would definitely take his yards or probably ladder it up a little bit, as well as Nate. I would say either who was your backup running back leader? I forgot because I bet on him last time when y'all played Texas.
Chauncey.
He sold me.
Chauncey Bowles, yeah.
I think I'm gonna tell you. Chauncey Bowen showed up last time for him. I don't know if Nate Frazier's going to show up, but I would take it. If Chauncey Bowen's yards are there, I would take it. This is going to be a chance for the Dogs to, again, they really need to exercise those demons and beat DeBoer. And there's a lot of things that's got to go on. And I think that Georgia finally gets it done. I think that they finally become SEC champions in front of Bama's face. Which, by the way, I also have some breaking news. I know that I talked about it earlier with Jalen Lott. Jalen Lott has officially signed with Oregon. So we probably should be getting a Chris Henry Jr. update here very soon.
There you go. Appreciate that, Trey. That's a big signing for sure. Roddy, do you know Kirby Smart's record against Alabama?
He's 1-7, Reed.
He is indeed 1-7. He is.
He said that with a low.
He is indeed 1-7 against Alabama. The one time
he's 0-5 in the SEC championship.
The one time he has beaten them was in the national championship.
I know.
Do we know if Kalen DeBoer is going to be wearing a black hoodie?
He hasn't taken it off since they bullied him into wearing it.
Okay, cool. So he hasn't even taken it off to showers. That's good to know. Yeah. Preseason pick was Alabama. Preseason national championship pick was Alabama. I think this is Alabama. Even if they don't win it, I think they're in the playoff. Like the committee put them in the top 10. Flip them with Notre Dame solely because if they do lose, they're going to be in. You can't leave out the runner-up to the SEC of the college football playoff. Model has this as a straight-up pick-em. There is no lean to a side. It has it as a straight-up 50-50 pick-em. Again, I've been going with Alabama all year. Had a Florida State fan, call me out right after they beat Alabama the first game of the season, and look where Florida State is at now. Granted, Bama did lose a tough game against Oklahoma a few weeks ago, but I feel like they've bounced back in a really strong way, especially coming off of a massive rivalry Iron Bowl win against Auburn. I think this is the Alabama spot. I'm going to take Alabama money line plus 114. Alabama wins this game, is your SEC champion, and I cashed that future play. So, Roddy prefaced it earlier. Gunnar Stockton rushing yards is, I mean, from my point of view, it looks free. If you filter it out, Gunnar Stockton with 8 or more rush attempts this season, 73 yards against Marshall, 38 against Tennessee, 26 against Auburn, 59 against Ole Miss, 11 against Florida, and 42 last week against Georgia Tech. If you filter out this same thing for the Alabama defense against QB1s, 78 to Thomas Castellanos, 58 Pavia, 61 Perbula, 67 Sellers, 23 to Mateer, and last week 108 to Ashton Daniels. Gunnar Stockton, you are getting plus money for 30-plus rush yards from him at plus 104. That seems free to me. Roddy prefaced it earlier. Great minds think alike. So Gunnar Stockton over 29.5 rushing yards is one of the plays I love in this game. Also not mad at Nate Frazier rushing yards. He is coming off a great game last week against Georgia Tech, 16 carries for 108. He didn't have his best performance against Alabama the last time. It was the Chauncey Bowen show. Had 12 carries for 119 in that previous matchup earlier this season. But I think Nate Frazier has regained that number one running back spot. And I think Georgia could get some spurts on getting their ground game going against this Alabama defense. I just feel like Alabama can make more plays throwing the ball, and they've shown that over the last few games. Jeremy Bernard has stepped up. Isaiah Horton, obviously, last week against Auburn had 3 touchdowns. Ryan Williams has kind of gone quiet. I mean, off the top of my head, I can't even remember a play he had against Auburn last week. So Ryan Williams is basically
0 catches, 0 yards.
Exactly.
Yep.
Like he was nowhere to be found last week. So if he's completely out of the game plan, if Josh Cuevas is back at tight end, he has been banged up. So that's definitely a factor, in my thought process here. But if he's back, he's a big target for Ty Simpson. And again, Ty Simpson has been trending back upwards since that Oklahoma game. It wasn't his best performance. He didn't throw a ton of interceptions or anything. It's just he had a lot of incompletions and a lot of them, downfield. So I feel like if he is in rhythm like he was last week against Auburn under a lot of pressure, this is essentially a road game for Alabama. So if he comes into this environment and just stays composed, takes what is given to him, what is shown to him by the Georgia defense, I think Alabama is just capable to make a few more plays than this Georgia team. So I will take Alabama straight up plus 114 to win the game. Sorry, Roddy. Had to do it.
Hey, look, y'all be mad at me when I say it's going to happen. So I'm glad somebody actually believes me.
Yeah, had to ride with the preseason pick. I can't go against that.
Yeah, I think it'll be definitely a very good game. I think it'll be kind of like some of the games that we've seen between these two teams.
For sure.
I think especially is like when you looking at it, Oscar Dope, he's a guy who's been very familiar with playing in these types of situations. There's a lot of experience on both sides. I think that Ty Simpson is going to do what he needs to do passing wise.
Mm-hmm.
It's just holding. It's going to be, for Georgia's standpoint, is being able to hold Alabama to 3 instead of letting them score 7, because we've seen a lot of these situations and pivotal points. Alabama was able to walk down Georgia and be able to score a touchdown in very pivotal situations, and that's kind of what put them above and beyond. Now I think this is the time for Kirby and for this Georgia offense to finally give Alabama a taste of their own medicine, which is being able to establish the run and then being able to work off the run and integrating the pass. This is going to be, again, one of those times where you're going to need your wide receivers to step up. This is going to be the game where you're going to need Gunnar Stockton to step up. And if neither of those two players do step up, you're not going to set yourself up in a good situation to win the conference championship. But again, the one thing that we know that Kirby does is Kirby's going to circle games like this on his calendar, and he's going to say, "Look, you may have beat me once, but you're not going to beat me twice." And I think that that's going to be the mindset of it, because again, there's still, for all these conference championship games, there's still things on the line. There's not one team that is okay with losing this game. Like, everybody has something on their mind for if they were to win this conference championship game, and this is no less. But me personally, not just because of the fact that I am not a fan of Alabama by any case in point ever in my life, I think this is going to be the time where Georgia's going to finally take reign and be the SEC champs.
For sure. This game and the next game we're about to break down are definitely the two headliners of the weekend. These teams always seem to play close, no matter what the circumstances are. So, completely agree with that, Trey, for sure. Definitely could see it go both ways. I just think Alabama is capable of making a few more plays offensively, and that's my thought process for sure. Before we move on and get into the last two games, I need the people in the building to go and retweet the latest pinned tweet in the Jumbotron. It is Roddy, aka Perlito, aka also Paid for Play. Saturdays, 8 a.m. Get your best bets for the weekend. Obviously, Championship Saturday. We'll have all the plays for you. He is inviting me on the program this weekend. So again, thank you to Roddy for that. Great takes there. Sosa will be there as well. So make sure to go tune into that. Go retweet and like that post for Paid for Play. And make sure to tune in 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. Next game on the slate. Number 2, Indiana, in their own backyard of Indianapolis, Indiana, will take on the number 1 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. This is the Big Ten championship game. Ohio State is laying 4.5 last time I looked, unless it's changed. Don't believe it has. It's loading. Yeah, okay, it's down to 4. Ohio State is laying 4, totaled around 47.5. Key to this game, in my eyes, does Indiana have the capabilities to keep up their top 5 rush offense against a top 4 Ohio State rush defense? That's the biggest question for me, because if Indiana is incapable of running the ball, just like they did in the matchup last year in Columbus, they have no chance to win this game, in my opinion. Granted, this is the best defense they have played all year. It is in their own backyard of Indianapolis, so that plays to their favor. But if Indiana is unable to run the ball with Hemby and Black, then it's going to be a long night for Indiana in this game. They definitely are the true underdog story of the last 2 college football seasons. They have taken the world by storm with Curt Cignetti as their head coach. And I don't know which way to lean in this game, because the model tells me otherwise, that Indiana can cover the spread. It has it at plus 5.5 for Indiana. So I don't know, because I've watched Ohio State play every game this season, and they've looked dominant against everybody, especially against Michigan last week. They looked shaky at the start, with Julian saying, but settled in, ended up throwing for 3 touchdowns. The receivers are legit for Ohio State. Does Indiana have enough on the back end to keep up with them? Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Brandon Inniss. Does Ohio State keep up their strong rushing attack over the last few weeks with Bo Jackson at running back? So I think I'm going to take Ohio State here. But I don't know if I'm willing. I'll take Ohio State to win the game. I will take Indiana to cover the 4. Yeah, because Ohio State could win this game by a field goal. Yeah, I'm going to take Indiana to cover by 4. Ohio State wins the game. Carnell Tate, anytime touchdown, minus 115. Book it. If he's able to get a little bit of separation on the back end of that Indiana secondary, see ya. Touchdown, like he's done all year. He's been one of the best deep threats in all of college football this season. I like Carnell Tate, anytime touchdown, minus 115. They even have receptions up here. Let me scroll down real quick. Jeremiah Smith, 5.5. Carnell Tate, 4.5. Don't hate either of those as well. But yeah, definitely Carnell Tate, anytime touchdown, minus 115. Roddy, thoughts on the Big Ten?
Yeah, I'm Ohio State. I'm laying the 4. I think, both of y'all would agree that the next time we're going to get a line like this for Ohio State is if they win get to the national championship.
Yep. I
think everybody else in the field, they'll be 6. I'll be generous, 5.5 point or better line. So I can't ignore a team that's this damn good at a 4. I just can't. I would love it at a 2.5, obviously. Even a 3.5 might be a little bit better, because the 3.5 low key a football number that doesn't get talked about. Anyway, yeah, I truly think that Ohio State wins the game. I like the under as well. Obviously, this is the best defense that they've played. It's obvious that this is going to be a little bit more difficult than they've experienced before. And I'm glad, again, similar to North Texas and Tulane, I'm glad that both of these teams are meeting for the first time in this game. So I'm Ohio State all the way. I think they have the cheat codes at wide receiver. I think everything that Penn State was able to do to them, they can do to them. But I do think that Ohio State has the trenches, run game, and the athletes to, put the game out of contention when it's needed. So
for sure,
minus the 4.
For sure. Sorry. You're good. Trey?
Definitely, I think Ohio State really should take care of business again. I'm really going to be leaning on seeing how Bo Jackson does in this game. There's some part of me that's saying, hey, go ahead and take him because I think that Ohio State will dictate the majority of this game, and I think that they're going to really have to put Indiana in a situation where they're going to have to be very pass heavy, and especially with Caleb Downs in that backfield, I think that there should be a situation where Ohio State should be able to dictate the tempo of this offense, and one of the things that dictates that offense is, again, the rushing game. So, me personally, I think that honestly, to just be for keeping, I'm gonna take Ohio State money line, but I also would do Bo Jackson's rushing yards. I would ladder that because of the fact that I think that Bo has just become that kind of a running back where he is a key part of this offense and making sure this offense is well fueled and is a well oiled machine.
Mm-hmm.
Would not mind. I think I do agree with Lito with the whole with Reed for the with the Cornell Tate touchdown. I think either one of these two receivers could score a touchdown. I wouldn't be surprised if both of them score a touchdown. It's going to be one of those situations that I think that, again, this is a game for Ohio State to lose. They should be able to take care of business. They should be able to do everything that they need to do to win this game, and everything should align exactly the way that they should, and they should be getting ready for a bye. So I'm gonna say definitely take Ohio State money line. I would take Cornell or Jeremiah Smith for a touchdown, and Bo Jackson's rushing yards. And I would, if there's passing attempts for Fernando Mendoza, I would definitely say take the over on that as well.
Yeah, not on Onyx, but I mean, definitely can look at other books for sure. I don't hate that. I don't hate those as well. Now we unfortunately have to talk about this last game. ACC championship, 7-5 Duke against number 18 Virginia in Charlotte. Virginia is laying 4. Yeah, I got nothing. I'm going with Duke just solely for the chaos of it to get 2 G5 teams in the playoff. That's about it. That's all I got. Darren Mensah passing touchdowns. It's been a wagon all year. That's all I got. This game stinks. The fact that this is a conference championship game stinks. It is in Charlotte, so the Duke fans can travel there pretty easily, and so can UVA fans. But yeah, this game stinks. I'm taking Duke just for the pure chaos of the playoff. Roddy.
Yeah, he lit them up before. He's going to light them up again. I like Chandler Morris's passing yards. I think, again, he had 300 yards against them the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he not do the same thing again? And then also trying to find, if you got Doink up, Reed, who is
I do.
Who is what's the name's wide receiver 1? UVA.
Terrell Harris.
Terrell Harris. There we go. Like his receptions, definitely think this is going to be throwing the ball a lot. And I think Virginia is another team in a position where they got to run it up, man. They really do.
Yep.
I think that they're going to go into this game determined to prove to the college football, committee that, we belong. Now, do they? Probably not. But it is what it is. But I think the secondary for Duke is absolutely atrocious, bro. Like it's just very bad. So I have no qualms about taking any of the UVA wide receivers. I'm just filtering right now. All right. If Terrell Harris is at how many receptions? Oh my God. My bad. This is making for terrible television. All right. Last 3 wide receivers who've got 3 or more targets against the Duke defense went for 87 yards, 161, and 83 yards. So I do like the receptions a little bit better. It's at 4.5. I mean, those last 3 guys that I stated, They had 11 receptions, 8 receptions, and 8 receptions respectively. And Trell's gone over this number in his last 4 games. So I that's the obvious play for me. Chandler Morris's passing yards, Trell Harris receptions, and I think UVA wins. I think they win and cover. Duke is just, I mean, we'll see how pointless this game is when it's played. It's there's no reason to play this game.
Trey.
Let's go G5.
Dude, I want to see JMU in the playoff, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I want to see JMU in North Texas. I'd rather see JMU in North Texas than whoever else in potentially Virginia coming in this playoff. I'm going to go with Duke, too, just because, again, I want chaos. I think that this is the worst conference championship game. This is including the American. Like, I think the American has a better conference game than this game. And it's not even close. Honestly, I'm going to roll with Duke just because, again, I want chaos. And I think that Duke fans and Duke wants to do the funniest thing ever. They want, even though, like, they're 7-5. Like, I never thought in the day that you would see a 7-5 team make the playoff. And I want to see Miami fans be pissed off even more. So let's roll with Duke. I honestly, I don't even have any like player problems that I would do because
that is perfectly perfectly fine. Yeah, I'm telling Roddy with Trell Harris. Now looking at it, that's all I got.
I'm cool with Trell Harris, but there's nobody on Duke's side that says, "Oh yeah, you definitely got to put." No, I think that this has got to be one of those games.
Yeah, this game.
Where it's just like, bro, if you want chaos, root for Duke. Don't put money on it, but
do not. Do not. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
This is a absolutely, like, we cannot emphasize this enough. This is the nastiest conference game in college football history that I know of.
Hey, one more time for the people in the back.
This is the nastiest.
There you go. This
the nastiest conference game.
Yeah, this is. I don't even think I'm gonna watch. I think I'm just gonna put the Indiana Ohio State game straight up. I'm not even gonna do the double box on the YouTube TV.
Get on your game. If it's interesting at the end, go ahead and watch. But this is.
Oh goodness.
The fact that they even thought that this is a game where you can say it's okay to put on the CW. Like, it is that bad. Like, yeah, no, don't ever, no. Put on ESPN Plus.
Yeah,
I'm ill.
No doubt. We do have breaking news. We do have breaking news to, I guess, kind of breaking news. I would preface it at the beginning of the show, but it's official, at least from On3, to finish off the show. Penn State has officially, put their hat in the ring for Matt Campbell, according to Nate Gose, Brett McMurphy, and Chris Lowe. The two parties have been in communication the last 24 hours. And allegedly,
congratulations.
I also saw that Campbell is supposed to meet with the Iowa State board and everything tomorrow, allegedly, about this. I don't know, but yeah,
potential new head coach.
Who hasn't been proposed with the Penn State job? Again, I'm not going to believe a single thing until a real announcement comes out. So, yep. All circles are whole. Last time I checked, and this would definitely make a whole circle because said this from the start. So,
who would think, Reed, on the second, in the middle of the night, on the second day of signing day, Penn State will finally find their new head coach? Maybe, potentially, possible. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was going to take over 53 days for us to hire a coach, but that's one thing. It's definitely one thing.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Do not watch the ACC championship.
Nope, don't do it. Don't do it.
Not, save yourself some time.
Don't do it.
If you want to go out. If you made a little bank, go splurge on yourself a little bit from the other games.
Go what on yourself? Nah, I'm kidding.
Splurge. Yeah, that's crazy. But just save yourself some time and just like, don't even try and push it. If you want to stress her, go ahead. If you just want to stress just because that's what you love to do, by all means. But do not even consider even trying to. This is
call the
disgusting.
hotline if you gamble on the ACC
please
championship
call the
game.
hotline.
Call the hotline.
Please. Like, watching people's reaction to this game is probably more entertaining than the game itself. I don't even know.
Goodness.
Yeah, no, this is a nasty game. Just enjoy the games in front of it. Enjoy the ACC, the American, all the other ones. Hell, go root on Kennesaw State.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I'd rather root on Kennesaw than watch the ACC championship game. It's just that bad.
It's that bad. Roddy, any final thoughts? He's probably setting up his stuff for paid for play, is my guess, because we do pre-record that. Fun fact.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I'm sending the link soon.
Appreciate it. Oh goodness, yeah. Don't
hug your favorite Penn State fans because I'm sure they need it,
dude. Hey. I'm just saying this now, Roddy. While we're recording this tonight, if they officially announce this shit while we're recording this, I'm gonna lose my mind, bro. I'm gonna lose my mind from the place that we started at to end up with Matt Campbell, bro. I'm gonna lose my shit.
Hey, I wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you'll go from thinking that you're in the run for a big time coach to you're bringing in an Iowa State head coach who's not even in the Big 12 championship game.
Thoughts on Sunbelt Billy back to the Sunbelt?
I think that I saw a JMU fan said they rather would have the Lehigh head coach. So
Lehigh.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Pennsylvania guy, but you want the Lehigh coach? All right. That's crazy.
Right. I don't know. I think that it's a good hire for Billy.
Yeah.
Because he needs a new opportunity.
Yeah, no, that's no doubt.
Yeah, he needs to take a lot of stuff off his back, but I mean, JMU, that'll be an interesting hire. JMU fans I'm sure they'll be okay with it because they know Billy was a part of that Saban staff. Yeah. So maybe they have some optimism. Who knows?
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I appreciate you, Trey, coming up to speak. Roddy as well. He just jumped off because we got to go record his episode of Paid for Play. Again, that comes out Saturday, 8 a.m. sharp. The link for it, if you're watching the YouTube playback or listening Apple Podcast, Spotify, the link will be down in the description to the channel. Again, 8 a.m. Eastern, Saturday morning, Paid for Play. For myself, Reed Napper, host of Love for the Game, Axiom, Busy Bee, Q from Cincy. Final Countdown was in here earlier, my guy. Appreciate everyone tuning in live on the space. We will be back Tuesday for College Football Chatter, recapping the final playoff rankings. Selection Sunday, this Sunday. Can't wait for it. Actually, might even do a show live Sunday. We'll find out. Just stay tuned to the Twitter timeline for that. Yeah. For myself, Reed Napper, appreciate everyone tuning in. We will catch you soon enough. Have a great conference championship weekend. Win some money. Don't watch the ACC championship, and we will
please don't
do it. And we will see you. We will see you very soon. Appreciate it. See ya.